Jadon Sancho has returned to training at Manchester United after resolving his differences with manager Erik ten Hag. The England international spent the second half of last season on loan at Borussia Dortmund after claiming on social media that he had been made a scapegoat following criticism from ten Hag. Winger Sancho, who cost United £73 million when he joined from Dortmund in July 2021, and has not played for the Red Devils since a 3-2 home win over Nottingham Forest last August. In that time, he has scored 12 goals in 82 appearances, offering 6 assists as well. Jadon Sancho returned for testing on Wednesday following his loan spell at Borussia Dortmund during the second half of last season, United said on the club website. The 24-year-old forward then trained with the group on Thursday. The PA news agency understands ten Hag, who said Sancho was dropped before an Arsenal away game last season due to subpar training, held a positive meeting with the player at the club's Carrington training ground this week. It is understood Sancho reflected on past issues, and both men agreed to draw a line under the situation and move on. Sancho will not travel to Norway for United's first pre-season friendly against Rosenborg on Monday, having resumed training a few days later than other players. But Sancho will be available for selection after that and take a full part in preseason. A group of senior players, including the likes of Andre Onana, Case Moreau, Mason Mount, and Marcus Rashford, returned to Carrington on Monday ahead of preseason. Juventus have previously expressed an interest in signing the winger this summer. It was thought they would have to sell players first to have a chance of meeting Man United's £40 million valuation. And Borussia Dortmund would also like to sign him after his successful loan spell at the back end of last season, where he was a part of the side that reached the Champions League final. But there was a substantial gap between what Man United want and what Dortmund can afford. Sancho has entered the final 2 years of his contract. This represents a massive U-turn because we expected Sancho to be sold in this transfer window. The reason he has arrived later than some of the others is because he was involved in the Champions League final with Borussia Dortmund. But once he is up to speed, he is expected to be part of the club's plans moving forward, which is incredible given everything that's happened over the past 9 months or so. While his future at the club seemed uncertain at best, he will now be keen to reignite his career in the Premier League. Speaking to talkSPORT in May, Rio Ferdinand said that it was about time that Sancho was given more respect. The ex-England international said, "A lot has been said about him, a lot of it negative, and I think it's about time people really give him a little bit of credit. Because I think it's been a really difficult period for him. He's been criticized, rightly or wrongly. The situation that happened between him and the manager, we can debate who was right and who was wrong. But he has been criticized heavily. Confidence has been very low. He went into a period of isolation in terms of training away from the squad. He's gone away to Dortmund to rebuild himself as a footballer, as a human being, and he has come out the other side. Whether he wins the Champions League or not, what he's achieved in this short little period of time has to be looked at and you go, you know what? This kid's got character. He's got personality. He's built of the right stuff, and I think that's where he needs credit." It is still unclear whether United may still look to sell Sancho this summer. On the one hand, United could offer Sancho a way back after he missed out on a place in England's squad for the Euros. On the other, It makes sense to keep him fit if the plan remains to sell him for a fee of around £40 million this summer.